a neighboring country says what oil is to Saudi Arabia, AI is to this country. I will not take the names of those countries. And lo and behold, comparison should be between comparables, the scenario before the pandemic, during the pandemic, and after. There is just no comparison. The pandemic, of course, was a human tragedy, but we are fast learners and we picked up some very good rules. To Krisha's question, I used to move from studio to studio day after day, moving from one studio to the next. For the last 5 years, I have not worked with any studio. StreamYard, Zoom, and these platforms are the standard operating platforms. It is a blessing, but the blessing has also translated to the underworld and to the cyber criminals. And without taking too much of time, I will identify 4 or 5 areas which are of concern. Concern number 1, the rogue apps, that is the known apps. The known apps, again designed by the same country, which has catalyzed, which has in fact been instrumental in 80 suicides in the country. And the fraud was the access given to your photo gallery and the telephone phone book to the rogue app. And if an app comes in Google Play, that Play generates certain viewership, certain memberships, certain rogue games of chance. There was a very major app that figured in these elections also, without taking names, because it is unethical to take names of apps. But yes, the artificial intelligence-driven app, in a span, sir, of 6 months, they generated a revenue of 508 crores. And the total wealth of the person who promoted a juice seller is 2,000 crores. 2,000 crores is the value of the person who promoted that app. So the situation of that scale. Now coming to the gross law and order. Crowdfunding. Flash mobs. We had a very difficult situation during the Delhi riots, as also the anti-CAA agitations. And how come suddenly you find mobs, violent mobs, because of fake news, deep fake news, and rumor mongering? Things lifted from the Middle East, Syria, and Afghanistan, doctored and produced before us. That was a scary situation, and I must compliment the Delhi police and the police all over the country for giving a befitting reply to all the rioters. But it is not my job to whisper sweet nothings. We have to introspect and see where we have bungled upon. I dare say with your permission that the standard operating procedures for investigation need to be done up. We need more people like Mr. Singh, especially to train our young men and women. I'll give you another small incident. There was a case of cyber crime, sir. The matter went to the court, and the investigating officer not only threaded a case diary, he also inserted a nail into the hard disk and produced before the court. Whether it was out of ignorance, whether it was deliberate, or both. But that relativity, you really have to try very hard to bungle like that. Therefore, the training, upgradation of the skills, and also the capacity to investigate cybercrime and the nuances, sir. I have no hesitation in saying that the cyber criminals are a generation ahead of even the best minds in the investigation. Therefore, constant improvement, constant innovation, constant training and hands-on training, and the sumptuous takeaways from a conference like this, that you have the roadmap. You mentioned artificial intelligence, you mentioned metaverse, and also the cyber frauds. My last point, sir, in your permission, again a very scary situation. A film has been made, again I will not take the name of that film. 4 centers in the country have emerged as centers for cybercrime, credit card frauds, and other malicious activities. We recently had a writer situation in one of those areas, and what happened was that the cyber police station was burned. Whether it was in a case of arson or whether it was there to burn the documents and the data there of cyber criminals there. Then in central India, sir, where the center is, then on the name of which a film has been made, and a very popular film at that. Every time the Delhi police goes there, They are brutalized and bashed up. And as sir would say, the obvious conclusion is, without complicity of the local staff there, it is just not possible that all the police forces going there are brutalized and they are tipped off, the accused. Police forces twice from Delhi have been brutalized there. Police forces from Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. It is only when you interact with the topmost level, then it is possible. But see how, in these days of unemployment, the youth, what is the requirement for a cyber criminal? A mobile phone, 2 or 3 mobile phones, 5 or 6 SIM cards, and a law enforcement machinery that looks away. Now, schools of scandal, I'll just take another 2 minutes, sir. Now, the schools of scandal, youngsters, you will forgive me, that dating apps, drug peddling apps, and promoting rave parties. They come under the facade of interaction of wonderful seminars and interaction with the spider. But behind that are the rave parties. And dating apps. Sir, I work in a university and I deal with youngsters on a daily basis. And I can tell you, sir, again it is very difficult to find a youngster, man, woman or child who has not been subjected to a dating fraud. On the face of it, sir, there doesn't seem to be any person, it is just a matter. And the guidelines, if you go to one of the, I am not like to take the name of that application, it is just I give you wrong ideas. The guidelines are for women, when you go to a common place, not go to a public place. Then tell your relations that you are going to this place from this to this place. Carry a pepper spray. I would like to understand, are you going for a dating meet or going for an ambush or an assault? The preparation which the app itself is giving to the girl means that there is something malicious around the whole app. There should be some kind of a system that the vendor of the app should have some responsibility of scrutinizing the quality and the legal implications of what you are promoting. Especially the games like the apps, games of chance, which is nothing but raw gambling. These are the schools of scandal that I am referring to, and again, the enforcement part leaves much to be desired, and it is for Congress and the guidance of the producer how best to handle the cyber threats. Comparison should be between comparables. In the years when I was in service around the year 2010, a dacoity of 2 lakhs was a sufficient reason for the DIG and the IG to visit the scene of crime. Today, nobody would bat an eyelid for a couple of lakhs or 5 lakhs. When it turns into hundreds of crores, it is then that the IG and the DIG and the DGP are in fact impacted. This is the level of the scare. Again, it is not my job to whisper sweet nothings. I have exposed the chinks in the armor of the law enforcement, but also, sir, the silver lining is that we are wonderful men and women from the IIT, from engineering college, who are doing excellent work in cyber crime control scenario, and I will salute all of them. I was expecting my young friend Triveni, he could not come. He is Professor Triveni Singh, doing excellent job. He is the cyber in charge because he represents the new police officer. All brawn, all brain. In my time, I was the ideal police officer who could do 500 push-ups. But today I will not even get a job of a chaprasi, because that is not sufficient reason for you to be a police officer. Unless you are cyber intelligent, unless you are cyber literate, you have no place in the law enforcement. Thank you very much.